Hi guys, MJ here from Legendary Modern Gaming. A while ago I posted in my community tab that I wanted to do a Q&A video. I asked for some questions. Any questions that you have for me, put them in there and I'll make a Q&A video, so that's what we're going to do today. So let's dive right in. So the first question is from Mr. K87 and he asks, what game do you want to see a remake of or a sequel? The first game that comes to mind that I really would love to have a remake of is Spec Ops: The Line. The game that came out all the way back on PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360, and it's a third-person cover-based shooter with an amazing story, a great setting. The game really drew me in back in the day. I love the setting, you know, you're in Dubai, there's a huge sandstorm, so everywhere is sand. It's like this post-apocalyptic setting. And the shooting, the shooting is fine, it's nothing special, it's decent, but the story is what really drew me in. You have to make a few very tough decisions, and yeah, I cannot wait to have this game on PlayStation 5 in a remake and to play it all again. I'm not sure if that will ever happen, I don't think so. I think the game is locked on PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360, but that's definitely a game, the first game that comes to mind that I would really love to have a remake of. And in terms of sequels, I think Callisto Protocol. I really enjoyed that game. I know it got a lot of negative comments and most people didn't really like it. They compared it also to Dead Space. But to me, I loved that game. The setting was amazing, it was scary, and it was something different. The only thing that I really didn't like about the game was the parry system. You know, someone is trying to hit you and then you have to like sway, and then yeah, I didn't really like that. But the game, it's a little bit of spoiler now, so if you haven't played the game, switch it to a later part. But the game ends kind of open. There's a DLC and the DLC finishes the game, which to me is stupid. That was the reason for me to not buy the DLC, because when I play a game, I want a nice ending. But the ending, the finish, is done in a DLC. So stupid. But I would love for that game to have a sequel. A sequel so we can dive in and experience the game, maybe tweak a little bit here and there, but I don't think that's going to happen. That game got a lot of negative comments, backlash. It also didn't sell pretty well, so I don't think we will ever get a sequel to the Callisto Protocol. And if there's also another game that I would love to have a remake of, it would be Yakuza Dead Souls. That game is also locked to the PlayStation 3, but it was so special and the game shot up in price also a lot. So if you have that game, keep it, hold on to it. It's basically a Yakuza game with zombies. Part of the town is like completely sealed off and there's zombies roaming around. The shooting was a little bit off. It felt a little bit strange, the controls for shooting, but the story was amazing and it's definitely one of my favorite Yakuza games that I have. So I would love to experience that on the PlayStation 5 again with better graphics, better shooting mechanics, so make it happen. And the second question is from Tony Wisbit, aka Wisbit's Random Gaming. Shout out to you, my friend. He says, I notice you're not too concerned about game key cards. I wonder why. Yeah, I made some shorts in the past, when key cards were really negatively in the news. Many gamers hated it. I made some shorts to make fun of it. And also back then I was like, what's the problem? You just pop in the game, you download it, you play it, whatever. But now, a little while later, I'm thinking very differently about this topic. If I can have the game physically with the game on it, I would prefer that 1000 times over a game keycard. And I only have 2 game keycards. And those are Yakuza 0 and Chronos: The New Dawn. I got these games because I really wanted to see how Chronos: The New Dawn would play on the Switch too. Absolutely amazing, by the way. And Yakuza 0, I also wanted that on my Switch too. There was also an online mode, so I couldn't wait to play that. But recently I thought about it some more, and although game keycards are a better option to me still than a code in a box, or the bullshit that PlayStation will do in 2028 with all digital. So even if you buy a physical copy, it will be a box with a code. That's to me total crap. So this is like the in-between way. No, the game is not on there, but this, I can still lend it out, I can trade it in, I can sell it. So there's a little bit more ownership to these things. So do I like them? No, I prefer to have everything on the card, of course. And going on now, I'll try to get most of my games physical on the cartridge. But with the exception, if there are some titles that I really want, and it's only a game keycard, yeah, I will get it. But to me, it's still a way better option than a code in a box. And the last question that I got is from Biertje3734, my good friend Jacco from Video Game Valhalla, my own Facebook gaming group. He asks, what is a genre that you're not really into, but you would like to get into? The first thing that comes to mind is JRPGs and RPGs in general. Turn-based stuff, because mostly those games I cannot really get into, or I'm looking at the trailer and I'm thinking, yeah, it looks cool, but when I see 300, 400, 700 hours in a JRPG, I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna play a game like 8-10 hours or an online game. So I don't know. A few years ago, I bought a lot of Final Fantasy games on PlayStation 4 in a bundle secondhand, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna play them. Let's see how I enjoy these games. But I never came around to play it yet. Maybe I'll do it, but there are some nice titles like also Sea of Stars, a lot of the new Final Fantasy games that I really would love to play. But also, to me, it's also a little bit overwhelming, because most of these games I never played, and they have so many parts out now. So I have to start with the first one and then go all the way up, so it's a little bit overwhelming, but JRPGs and RPGs is really a genre that I would love to get into. There's also other genre that I not really like, and that's strategy games. I remember back in the day, me and my good friend Boss, we played Red Alert on the PlayStation 1. We played it in an awesome way, I must admit. In his living room, 2 TVs, and then the PlayStation setup. And then I was playing on one screen, he was playing on the other screen. He was busy building up his army, so he could totally waste me. And I was like, yeah, let's go. So I didn't build up my army to be more powerful. I immediately straight went into battle with him, and of course I got squashed. I simply don't have the patience for strategy games, RTS games. So no, RTS games is not really a genre I want to get in, but RPGs, JRPGs, yeah, I would love to play them more. Also maybe Monster Hunter, stuff like that. And there you have it, guys. That's a wrap. My first Q&A video. I plan to do another one in the future, like a while later, so stay tuned for that. I hope you enjoyed this video. It's a little bit different than normal, but I wanted to do a Q&A video myself, and I really enjoyed answering your questions. So thanks again. I hope you liked it. Please like, subscribe, all that good stuff, and let's grow this place to one huge gaming paradise. That's right. See you next time, guys, and take it easy. And stay physical.